Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets.
Always fun to dive into the tech world.
Yeah. Today, we're going to be looking at some pretty exciting developments in AI,
Okay.
with a special focus on what open source really means these days.
Right.
And plus, we got some intriguing news from Tesla you won't want to miss.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
I'm excited.
So it's fascinating how Tesla and the whole open source AI movement are both grappling with this idea of control.
Yeah.
Like who has it, who needs it,
Right.
what it means for the future of technology.
Yeah, definitely. Control is a big theme in both of these stories.
Okay, let's unpack that, starting with Tesla.
Sure, and
FSD V13 is finally rolling out to customers.
finally.
And expectations are high.
Yeah.
I remember those Cybercab units at the We Robot event.
Oh, yeah. Those cabs were supposedly running near production-ready AI, which is why everyone's so excited about this update. Tesla is really pushing for a fully autonomous driving experience.
They are, but
Yeah.
here's where things get a little interesting.
Okay.
Tesla is also hiring a team to remotely control its self-driving robotaxis.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It seems like even with all the advancements in AI, there's still a need for human oversight, especially in unexpected situations that the AI might not be equipped to handle yet.
So self-driving taxis that need a little help from humans now and then.
Yeah.
Makes sense, but definitely a bit ironic.
Yeah, it kind of highlights the complexity of autonomous technology. You know, it's not as simple as just flipping a switch.
Right.
There are so many variables and potential challenges that require human intervention, at least for now.
Makes you wonder what this means for the timeline of truly autonomous vehicles, right?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah.
This development definitely adds another layer of complexity to the conversation.
Speaking of complex, Tesla's Optimus robot just got some serious upgrades.
What's that?
We're talking new, more advanced hands.
Really?
And get this,
Okay.
they could potentially be used with Neuralink's N1 brain implant.
Oh, wow. So Neuralink's N1 implant is a brain-computer interface
Right.
that's still in the experimental stage. What's interesting here is that Tesla has received approval for a trial to test this implant with assistive robotic arms,
Right.
and they're using Optimus to demonstrate its potential.
Wow. So we could actually see people controlling robotic arms with their minds in the near future.
That's the goal.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and just imagine the possibilities.
Yeah.
People with mobility limitations could regain independence.
Oh.
And surgeons could perform delicate procedures with incredible precision. It's truly groundbreaking stuff.
And there's actually video of Optimus using his new dexterity to catch tennis balls.
I saw that. Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive even without the mind control aspect.
Absolutely. It shows how rapidly robotics is advancing. And when you combine that with the potential of brain-computer interfaces, the possibilities seem almost limitless.
Limitless, yeah. Okay, now let's shift gears to OpenAI, where things have gotten a bit strange.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, ChatGPT has a serious aversion to the name David Mayer.
Really?
Yeah, whenever anyone tries to get ChatGPT to talk about David Mayer, the chat crashes.
Interesting.
There are a couple of theories floating around online.
Okay.
Some think ChatGPT is protecting David Mayer de Rothschild, an heir to a massive fortune.
Oh, wow.
Others believe it's accidentally blocking an alias used by a Chechen militant, which could explain the sudden crashes.
Interesting.
So it's either a billionaire protection scheme or a case of mistaken identity with a militant. Talk about a digital mystery.
Right. It's a strange situation that highlights the unpredictable nature of AI.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that even the most sophisticated systems can have these quirks and blind spots that we don't fully understand.
And speaking of OpenAI, Elon Musk is making headlines again.
Oh, here we go.
This time, trying to legally block OpenAI's transition to a for-profit model.
Right.
He's claiming antitrust violations and potential financial risks. But here's where it gets really interesting for me.
Okay.
The whole concept of open source AI.
Yeah, this is a crucial topic because there's been a lot of debate about how open source AI actually is. You know, companies like Meta will share their model weights, which are essentially the mathematical parameters of an AI model.
Right.
But they keep other crucial elements.
Yeah.
Like the data used to train the model and the infrastructure used to build it completely private.
So it's like sharing a recipe, but holding back on the key ingredients and cooking techniques.
Exactly.
You might get a cake, but it won't be the same.
Yeah, you might end up with something completely different. And a recent research paper raised concerns about a few companies like NVIDIA having control over essential resources like computing power, training infrastructure, and cloud platforms. This means that even companies claiming to champion open source often end up partnering with big tech to get their models out there.
Right, like Mistral AI. They're a well-funded open-source AI company, yet they still partnered with Microsoft Azure to reach more users. It shows the limitations of the open-source label in this context.
Yeah, it definitely raises questions about who truly benefits from this model of development. Is it about fostering a collaborative environment for innovation, or is it ultimately about maintaining control within a select group of powerful companies?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it leads us to a potential solution. AI2, the Allen Institute for AI, recently released Olmo 2, which they're calling a truly open-source alternative.
Interesting.
What sets Olmo 2 apart is that AI2 is sharing everything. Training code, data, evaluation suites, checkpoints, all under an open license.
Wow.
And its performance is impressive, even exceeding Meta's Lamau in some tests.
So they're really putting their money where their mouth is when it comes to open source.
They are. But what does this actually mean for people outside the tech world?
Well, this means organizations, especially those dealing with sensitive data, can build AI without relying on big tech. They have the tools and information they need to develop their own models tailored to their specific needs and values.
It sounds like Olmo 2 could be a game changer for research, innovation, and even data privacy.
It has the potential to be a significant step towards a more decentralized and democratized AI landscape. AI2 also released Tulu 3 for post-training, which essentially creates a completely independent pipeline for AI model development. It's a powerful combination.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground with Tesla and the open source AI movement.
Yeah.
Before we get into some other fascinating AI news, I want to pause for a second to get your take on something.
Sure, what's on your mind?
We've talked about FSD v13 needing remote control and the complexities of open source AI, but what does this all actually mean for people like you and me?
Right.
Should we be excited, worried, or somewhere in between?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to approach these developments with a sense of cautious optimism.
Okay.
The technology is still evolving, and there are definitely challenges and potential risks to consider. But there's also immense potential for positive impact.
Yeah.
We need to stay informed, ask critical questions, and be part of the conversation as AI becomes increasingly integrated into our lives.
I like that cautious optimism.
Yeah.
It's about embracing the possibilities while acknowledging the need for careful consideration and ethical development.
Exactly. It's a balancing act.
Yeah.
And it's going to require ongoing dialogue and collaboration between researchers, developers, policymakers, and the public.
Well said. Okay, with that in mind, let's dive into some other noteworthy AI news that caught our attention this week.
Let's do it.
Adobe has created Multifoley, an AI model that can generate custom sound effects for videos based on text, audio, and video inputs.
This is incredible for content creators. Imagine being able to create realistic sound effects for your videos without needing expensive equipment or specialized skills. It's another example of how AI is democratizing creative tools and making them accessible to a wider audience.
Then there's Amazon, which has developed Olympus, a Gene AI model designed to search through vast video archives.
So this could revolutionize how we interact with video content.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to instantly find specific moments within hours of footage, or even generate summaries and insights from video data.
Yeah.
The implications for research, education, and entertainment are huge.
And on a more heartwarming note, indigenous engineers are using AI to help preserve endangered Native American languages.
This is such a beautiful application of AI by using machine learning to analyze and document these languages. They're helping to ensure that this vital cultural heritage is passed on to future generations. It's a testament to the power of technology to be a force for good.
Absolutely. But then there's also the other side of the coin. The Philippines is seeing a high adoption rate of AI among office workers.
Oh, right.
Which is sparking some serious conversations about potential job displacement.
Yeah.
It's a complex issue with no easy answers.
It's definitely something we need to pay attention to as AI becomes more sophisticated.
Yeah.
It's going to have a significant impact on the job market.
Right.
It's crucial that we start thinking about how to prepare workers for the jobs of the future and ensure a just transition as the landscape shifts.
It's a reminder that technological advancements always come with social and economic implications that we need to address proactively.
For sure.
Speaking of advancements, Perplexity, an AI company, is planning to develop a simple and affordable AI device for voice-to-voice interactions.
It's almost like they're aiming for a real-life Star Trek communicator.
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept, especially considering the growing popularity of voice-based interfaces.
It makes you wonder if we're heading towards a future where voice becomes our primary way of interacting with technology.
Yeah, could be.
Okay, I think we've officially reached information overload for this segment.
I know, right?
What do you say we take a quick break and come back with some more thoughts on where all this AI stuff is heading?
Sounds like a plan. I'm curious to hear what stood out to you in all this news.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after a short break.
All right, see you in a bit.
So after that whirlwind of AI news, what particularly grabbed your attention? Was there anything that surprised you or sparked your imagination?
Honestly, the story about ChatGPT and David Mayer is just wild.
Yeah.
It feels like something out of a sci-fi thriller.
Right.
Makes you wonder what else might be hidden within these complex AI systems.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that we're still figuring out how these systems work and what their limitations are.
Right.
You know, it's like exploring a new frontier, and we're bound to encounter some unexpected twists and turns along the way.
And speaking of unexpected twists, the whole idea of Tesla needing a remote control team for their self-driving taxis was pretty surprising.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it makes sense from a safety standpoint, but it also makes you question how close we are to truly autonomous vehicles.
It's definitely a reality check.
Yeah.
Full autonomy might be further off than we think, but that doesn't mean progress isn't being made. It's just a more complex challenge than we initially anticipated.
I'm also fascinated by the potential of AI for good.
Oh, yeah.
Like those indigenous engineers using it to preserve Native American languages.
Right.
It's amazing to see how technology can be harnessed to protect cultural heritage and empower communities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a powerful example of how AI can be used to address real world challenges and make a positive impact.
Yeah.
And it's not just about preservation, it's also about revitalizing these languages and making them accessible to younger generations.
Yeah. It's a reminder that AI is a tool.
Yeah.
And like any tool, it can be used for both positive and negative purposes.
Right.
It's up to us to guide its development and ensure that it's used ethically and responsibly.
Well said. I think that's a key takeaway from all of this.
Yeah.
We need to be mindful of the potential consequences as well as the potential benefits of AI. It's not just about the technology itself. It's about how we choose to use it and what kind of future we want to create with it.
It's like we're at a crossroads, and the decisions we make now will have far-reaching implications.
Yeah.
But enough with the serious stuff for a moment. Let's talk about something that really sparked my imagination. The Optimus robot catching tennis balls with its new hand.
Yeah. It's a pretty impressive feat. And it highlights how rapidly robotics is advancing.
Yeah.
And when you factor in the potential of brain-computer interfaces,
Right.
like neural links and one implant, the possibilities become even more mind-boggling.
Imagine a world where people can control machines with their minds.
Yeah.
It sounds like science fiction,
Right.
but it could become a reality sooner than we think.
Yeah.
What are some other potential applications of this technology that you find exciting?
Well, aside from the obvious applications in assistive technology, I think brain-computer interfaces have the potential to revolutionize healthcare, education, and even entertainment.
Right.
Imagine being able to learn new skills simply by downloading information directly to your brain, or experiencing immersive virtual worlds that feel as real as the physical world.
It's mind-blowing to think about the possibilities.
It is.
But it also raises some ethical questions.
Yeah.
Who will have access to this technology and how will it be regulated? What are the implications for privacy and security?
Those are crucial questions that we need to be asking ourselves now before this technology becomes widely available. It's important to have these conversations early on to ensure that we're developing and deploying AI in a way that benefits all of humanity,
Right.
not just a select few.
It's about finding that balance between innovation and responsibility.
Exactly.
Speaking of innovation, we haven't even touched on Adobe's Multifoley or Amazon's Olympus yet.
Oh, that's right.
Those are both pretty significant developments in their own right.
Absolutely. Multifoley could change the game for video content creation, making it easier and more affordable to produce high quality audio. And Olympus has the potential to unlock a treasure trove of information from video archives, allowing us to search, analyze, and understand video data in ways we never could before.
It seems like every week brings a wave of new AI advancements. It's both exciting and a little overwhelming to keep up with it all.
It definitely keeps us on our toes.
Yeah.
But that's what makes this field so fascinating. There's always something new to learn and explore.
Okay, before we get carried away with all the cool and mind-blowing stuff, I think it's important to bring things back down to earth for a moment.
Okay.
We've talked a lot about the potential benefits of AI.
Right.
But what about the potential risks?
That's an essential part of the conversation.
Yeah.
We need to acknowledge that AI, like any powerful technology, can be misused or have unintended consequences. Job displacement is a legitimate concern.
Yeah.
As is the potential for AI to be used for surveillance, discrimination, or even warfare.
It's a reminder that we need to be thoughtful and proactive in shaping the future of AI.
Yeah.
We can't just blindly embrace every new development without considering the ethical implications.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. We need to ensure that AI is developed and deployed in a way that aligns with our values and benefits society as a whole. It's a shared responsibility that requires collaboration and dialogue across different sectors and perspectives.
And that brings us back to the importance of initiatives like Olmo 2.
Yeah.
Which aim to make AI more accessible and open.
Right.
If more people have the tools and knowledge to understand and build AI, we're less likely to be at the mercy of a few powerful companies or governments.
I agree. Openness and transparency are crucial for fostering trust and accountability in AI development.
Yeah.
It allows for greater scrutiny, collaboration, innovation, which ultimately leads to better outcomes for everyone.
It's about democratizing AI, making it a tool that everyone can benefit from, not just a select few.
Well said. And I think that's a powerful message to leave our listeners with.
Yeah.
AI is a transformative technology.
It is.
That has the potential to reshape our world in profound ways. It's up to us to ensure that it's used for good and that its benefits are shared widely.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yeah, we have.
We've explored the latest news from Tesla, delved into the complexities of open source AI, and discussed both the exciting possibilities and potential risks of this rapidly evolving technology.
It's been a fascinating conversation.
It has.
And I hope our listeners have gained some valuable insights into the world of AI.
Before we wrap things up, I want to highlight one last piece of news that I think perfectly captures the evolving relationship between humans and AI.
Okay.
Remember Play AI, that company focused on voice-first AI interfaces?
Oh, yeah. They've been doing some interesting work in that space. What's the latest?
Well, they just raised $21 million to further develop those interfaces, and they've released a brand new voice model called Play Dialogue.
Play Dialogue. Tell me more. I'm always interested in advancements in natural language processing.
It's a state-of-the-art multi-turn speech model.
Okay.
Designed to handle more complex and nuanced back-and-forth conversations.
So essentially, it's a step towards creating AI that feels more natural and intuitive to talk to. Almost like having a conversation with another person.
Exactly. Play AI is betting on a future where voice becomes the primary way we interact with technology, and Play Dialogue is a key part of making that vision a reality. It's exciting to think about how this technology could change the way we work, learn, and connect with each other.
It's certainly a trend worth watching.
Yeah.
Voice-based interfaces have the potential to be more accessible and inclusive than traditional text-based interfaces, which could open up new possibilities for people with disabilities or those who prefer to interact with technology in a more natural and intuitive way.
It's about making technology work for everyone, regardless of their abilities or preferences. And on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap up this deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground today,
We have.
and I hope our listeners are feeling informed, engaged, and maybe even a little inspired to learn more about the fascinating world of AI.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure exploring these topics with you and sharing our insights with our audience.
Before we sign off, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought to ponder.
Okay.
We talked about AI's potential to both create and displace jobs.
Yeah.
What skills and knowledge will be most valuable in a world increasingly shaped by AI? And a question worth pondering as we navigate this uncharted territory. It's a question that goes beyond just technical skills, don't you think?
Absolutely. We're talking about adaptability,
Right.
critical thinking,
Yeah.
creativity, and the ability to learn and evolve alongside technology.
Yeah.
Those are going to be essential skills for anyone who wants to thrive in the age of AI.
It's not just about coding or understanding algorithms.
Right.
It's about being able to think critically about the information we're presented with,
Yeah.
to solve problems creatively, and to adapt to new situations and challenges as they arise.
Those are the skills that will set humans apart from machines.
Yeah.
AI might be able to process information and perform tasks faster than us,
Right.
but it's our ability to think outside the box,
Yeah.
to empathize and to come up with innovative solutions that will make us invaluable.
It's about leveraging our uniquely human strengths in a world that's increasingly reliant on technology.
Yeah.
So for our listeners out there who might be feeling a little apprehensive about the rise of AI, I think the key takeaway is this: embrace the challenge, stay curious, and focus on developing those essential human skills that will always be in demand.
And remember, AI is a tool.
It is.
It's up to us to decide how we use it
Right.
and what kind of future we want to create with it. It's a powerful tool that can be used for good or for bad, and it's our responsibility to ensure that it's used ethically and responsibly.
Well said. We need to be active participants in shaping the future of AI, not passive bystanders.
Yeah.
We need to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and demand that AI is developed in a way that benefits all of humanity.
It's an ongoing conversation
Yeah.
that requires collaboration and dialogue across different sectors and perspectives.
Right.
We need researchers, developers, policymakers, business leaders, and everyday citizens
Yeah.
to come together and ensure that AI is used to create a better future for everyone.
On that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of AI.
Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed our casual conversation and insightful discussion on the latest in technology and gadgets.
It's been a pleasure exploring these fascinating topics with you.
Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.